Happy Monday. It is the 21st or the 22nd. I literally don't even know the day today. But I've pulled a card already for Miracle Mondays, where we learn to accept miracles as something normal that occur from spirit and in the universe. Our card to start off our reading, is the Guide of Swords, otherwise known as Robin Hood. Another Guide of Swords mentioned in the Miracle Monday short, at least today, is Joan of Arc, who is associated with Archangel Michael and received messages from Archangel Michael, which allowed her to lead the French into victory. And then she was tried by a jury of mostly Englishmen, and she was burned at the stake for heresy, or essentially for having visions. So something that's been coming up in our readings lately is embracing new spiritual gifts, specifically perhaps interacting with the other side. This is telling me that our spiritual gifts came in conjunction with our pentacles yesterday in yesterday's reading. And so as you embrace your spiritual gifts, you're sort of like robbing the rich to give to the poor. The gifts of our spirituality, of venerating our ancestors, of I think venerating is the word, of embracing the joy of walking through the forest as Robin Hood and his merry men lived in the forest, the gifts that nature brings to us, just in knowing even that, for instance, dandelion flowers are edible and delicious to bake into bread, or that its leaves are a diuretic and something that you can put into salads or boil as greens, just use them lightly, or that its roots can be made into tinctures, things like that. These are the riches that were sort of replaced by the convenience of having things given to us through supply chains. Not that there's anything wrong with convenience or the modern world, only that embracing your spirituality is sort of, I think, in a way, necessitating connection with nature that is opening you up to knowledge of your to ancestral knowledge and to knowledge of like what came before. World cycle, ending out a cycle. You may be ending out a cycle regarding feeling lack consciousness as you learn what it is that you're studying, whether that be, I don't know, herbal medicine, whether that be finance. That finance could really be helping you here. You might actually even be using that Robin Hood app. I don't use that. I'm just hearing that somebody is putting their finances in order that way. Green, Robin Hood's green tights, that indicates heart healing. Green is the color of heart healing. It's the color of the heart chakra. It's also the color of nature. And then the stag is the king of the forest, especially in Arthurian legend. So you may be a part of a community that stands for a certain kind of justice, or a certain kind of this card wants to come out. Oh, Four of Wands. Nice. Yeah, a community that is sort of entering a new paradigm, is what I'm hearing. You're ending out the cycles of an old paradigm, engaging in community that stands for higher truths, justice. The truth shall set you free is one of the affirmations of this card, and you're being transported through this like 1111 gateway, essentially, into say there's two women in this card with flowers, and then a community celebration in the background with this castle. So one thing that's been coming up lately in our readings is the triple goddess, the mother maiden crone, oh my gosh, and the Two of Wands reversed. No matter where you go, there you are. That cycle is ending. Finally, you're finally like coming to terms with your spiritual gifts, and it's doubling not only your sort of pentacles, your community, but also doubling your ability to create with your spiritual or creative like fire, your fiery energy. This is you finding your people, what you stand for, your gifts, where you belong. Okay, Spirit, that's a nice opening. I think I'm feeling drawn to pull one more of these inner child cards, and we'll just maybe move back and forth between that and the tarot today. This is a much happier energy than yesterday, which is nice. Yesterday was some heavy stuff. That's for people, that reading was specifically for my Scorpios experiencing some sort of like shift in their religious or spiritual beliefs, or a Kundalini awakening, or some sort of spiritual awakening. So if that's something you're experiencing, maybe go back and check that reading out. Seeker of Crystals. This is the Lion from, okay, and then the 8 of Hearts, or 8 of Cups reversed. There is no reverse meaning for these cards. So intuitively look at the messages from these 2 oracle cards. We have male and female mermaids, 8 hearts, winged hearts with a treble clef and a golden bird. So this card indicates the infinite like vibration of creation, the infinite music, the song of creation being sung to keep harmony and balance in not only like your existence, but the existence of your community, especially regarding your emotions. Emotional balance. Sound healing has been coming up a lot in these readings, so you might be listening to music or changing your taste in music in a way that's allowing you to feel harmonious in your emotions, and this is helping you to balance your manifestations. The Cowardly Lion from the Wizard of Oz is this card, the Seeker of Crystals. Crystals are pentacles in this deck, and the birds are gifting him with like this flower wreath as he walks down this path with courage, alone. So I mean, he's got divine guidance, but this lion is alone. So what I like about the lion showing up here is that Robin Hood in this Seeker, or rather Guide of Swords, which is also, I think in the tarot, the Page of Swords, which has also been coming up a lot lately. Anyway, Robin Hood had some adventures with his merry men, but one of those he had an adventure with was King Richard the Lionhearted. So you may be encouraged right now to be in harmony with the universe, with the natural order of things, and this may require you to be strong and courageous and lion-hearted even. Why is this Seeker of Crystals here? Hearts for Scorpio. I'm actually being drawn to look at the literal meanings of these cards. Hearts are... So we have 8 for infinity here. I have this page dog-eared. So Gemini, such twins were praised as magicians, healers, and angels of fertility. Forces, the overcoming of duality. You may be working with... So I was listening to something about like the Rosicrucians the other day, and they were talking about how overcoming duality is one of like, I think, 3 stages in facing the self, according to that tradition. I'm still not quite familiar with exactly what that means, but that could mean something to somebody. The integration of male and female in the self, like the chemical marriage comes up a lot. A profound change awaits you when you integrate a personal sense of empowerment with a serene understanding of the universal flow of life. Inner harmony can lead you to a state of divine bliss and actualize your potential as a gifted healer. Interesting. So as you come to more harmony within yourself, as you embrace your gifts, your spiritual gifts, and kind of ease into this spiritual awakening, the more you're going to harmonize with your external environment, which is also what this 4 of Wands is saying. Like and this 2 of Wands reversed even, like the no matter where you go, there you are card, as it's been coming up in our readings, is saying, well, okay, here I am, I'm embracing myself, and I'm coming into harmony with myself and who I am and the energies that move through me, and I'm learning to speak my truth with a sense of justice, not just for me, but for my community. And this is like leading me to into the flow. And the flow is it's a great state to be in, because you can manifest in a flow state. Like in your present, it allows you to basically be a master manifester. And the master manifester manifests without attachment, which means that rather than manifesting simply for yourself, you're understanding that what you're manifesting is part of a collective, like a collective story arc, I want to say. There's a collective like plot twist here. It's not just for you. It's radiating outwards, which is really nice. So Seeker of Crystals is what we'll go to now. The Cowardly Lion from the Wizard of Oz. There's something about the woods here. You may have an affinity for woods, live near woods, or be called to go visit some woods. Just go on a walk in the woods if you can. As the story unfolds, the lion transforms himself through bravery in order to save Dorothy from the Wicked Witch. As in many fables and fairy tales, his courage and magnificent true self emerge on the journey as he is asked to serve and protect his beloved companions. His earlier facade is no longer needed as he faces life-threatening situations in which truth, valor, and honor are required. In the Seeker of Crystals card, the Cowardly Lion is traveling the yellow brick road and receiving a garland of flowers to crown his achievements. There is strong rapport between this image and the Beauty and the Beast trump card. If both cards do come up in a reading, it's indicative of a major lesson about spiritual empowerment. When the Cowardly Lion appears for you, remember to tap into your hidden strength and power. Sometimes this power must be expressed in a gentle manner. Other times it should be revealed in a fiercely passionate way. The false pride and selfishness that you may project out of fear and doubt are best replaced with an honorable willingness to feel your own pain. Let the inner truth of your radiant soul come shining through. Just like the Cowardly Lion, you will be crowned with a victor's wreath denoting glory and hard-won accomplishments. So this card is speaking to me right now about the strength. Came up twice in yesterday's reading, once upright and once reversed. And the strength that you're learning to embrace in this like healing spiritual energy is not only like truth in the knowledge that like being in nature and understanding nature and sort of going back to our roots in a very practical way, like learning the knowledge of like the surrounding environment and how it sustains us. Not only are you learning that, but you're learning, like, this is maybe not a very popular opinion in your previous community, but you're finding your community, and you've been through a lot of like pain and strife in order to get to a place where you can accept yourself and what it is that you desire. And that cycle is like closing out right now. There's a lion on this world card as well. That's something to consider. And you're sort of building the foundations of a new paradigm, which is requiring not so much strength of force, but like vulnerability. That is your strength right now. So let's clarify, why is the Eight of Hearts here and the Seeker of Crystals? I'm being drawn to pull 3 cards from the tarot. Past, present, future. Just drawn to look at that. Yeah, so the Hierophant is a card of basically somebody in an institution who divines the laws of heaven into the material realm. It's a card of like marriage and divorce and contracts. There's 2 keys at the base of this person's red and white robes. That color red I think it's the Buddhist tradition, is the mark of somebody who's a spiritual master. In this context, what I'm seeing is that spiritual mastery for you comes at the undoing of like whatever institutions you've sort of internalized. Like your mastery has come from like being in your truth as maybe these institutions have, I don't know why I keep hearing institutions specifically. I don't know, maybe some of you have worked in like schools or government or something like that, and you're sort of feeling like the need to embrace more of a human, like a natural human self that's not really in alignment with your career as it's been, or your, maybe even your church, maybe your marriage. 5 is the number of change. You have 2, 4, 5. The Lovers and the 9 of Pentacles. So the Lovers under this 8 of Hearts is telling me that you're definitely in a, also be a choice. You're definitely in a place of like being in your divine masculine and feminine energy, and learning where and when to express those things. Sorry, the Lovers here with the blue. Expression is blue. I don't know. I felt called to that. Your Guide of Swords, you're like robbing from the rich to give to the poor energy, is just learning to like be comfortable in your own skin, to know that you're provided for, to be in your receptive divine feminine energy. 9 is the number of like near completion. So you're not at your 10 of Pentacles yet, but you certainly have your pentacles in the works. Your grapes are on the vine. They might not be ready to like pick to make your wine or to eat, or however you are going to use or create like your pentacles, but they're there and they're doing well. This bird with the little red face that doesn't even look like a bird indicates security in your messages from the divine and receptivity in those messages. She's looking at these like at this bird towards this Lovers card, which is under this 8 of Hearts. So connecting with somebody who's like a divine counterpart through music. You guys might have a song. There's a lot of birds on these cards too. And one thing I'm hearing is the language of birds. There's an idea that speaking like the language of birds by basically like learning to, they'll fly south for the winter and they just kind of know that it's time to do that. And like if there's some anomaly in the electromagnetic field of the earth, they all kind of move together. This is you like harmonizing with the flow in a way, not just with your divine counterpart, but in your community, that allows you to like move in sync with other people, with your community, without even really needing to like speak up about it. It's just like a feeling, like the electromagnetic like flow of your energy and their energy sort of guides you, and you're really tuning into that. Knight of Cups wants to come out. So the Knight of Cups is an emotional offer from somebody, which may mean that you are being asked to be vulnerable and accept this emotional offer, or be vulnerable to hear about this emotional offer, whatever it is. There's mushrooms on this card around the border of this Seeker of Crystals, indicating the process of like decay and rebirth. Mushrooms are like, to me, the energy of transmutation. And then there's frogs on the bottom with these grapes. So this card speaks to your 9 of Pentacles, your bravery and vulnerability, and your willingness to be in this like receptive divine feminine energy is bringing in an emotional offer for you from somebody who, it might be a business offer because of the fish. The Knight of Cups speaks to me about like a love offer though, and you have the Lovers and the 8 of Hearts here in the middle. So you might be getting like a romantic love offer, and it might look like too good to be true is what I'm hearing. But this is your crowning achievement. Like, you've manifested this. You've ended this cycle of like running from yourself, of running from your commitments, and you've embraced your community, which may just mean like you're more in tune with yourself, with your own energy, with your own harmonies, and this is like allowing you to harmonize with the people that you've been trying to manifest, and the sort of structures of institution that you've been like kind of seeking out. The thing about manifestation is like if you're focused on believing that, you know, the institutions that like hold up our society are like not working for you, then that's what you're going to continue to see show up in your life. Like you're training your brain to like recognize that. And this is telling me that you've sort of overcome like feeling subjugated, and you're seeing how you can harmonize. And this is bringing in the love offer that maybe you had given up on before. That's really cool. Okay. 20 minutes. Anything else about this reading? I feel like this is a really positive, lovely reading today. 9 of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Knight of Cups. Your choice. Let's clarify the Lovers as the choice card. I'm really seeing it as like harmonizing here, but sometimes it indicates a choice. Four of Cups, the Chariot, the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, the Tower. Interesting. This Four of Cups is somebody in a state of meditation, seeing these like material options and then a spiritual option, right? And this Nine of Pentacles and the Guide of Swords, plus some of our previous readings, has told me that you've chosen this sort of like cup out of thin air that has come to you. You may still be wondering, like, is this really like what I'm choosing, or is this really something that is tangible, something I can count on? Like, it seemed a little ethereal, it seems a little out there, but the more you meditate, the more you see yourself going in this direction. And this direction involves just embodying the energy of like being on top of your duality, like your divine feminine and masculine are working together to get you where you need to go. Your intuition. The Chariot is ruled by Cancer, so something may have happened in Cancer season that was significant. It was just recently. And then you may also have, or you may also be dealing with a Cancer. This Tower in relationship to the 8 of Cups or 8 of Hearts, and then the Lovers indicates to me that your Tower is basically the recognition of this divine masculine and feminine within yourself, and your ability to, I'm hearing self-sabotage. You're going to be given the choice to self-sabotage. And to keep contemplating. This has come up before. Like, you're going to be given a choice basically to like keep contemplating and move forward in this contemplation, which is going to like lead to some form of self-sabotage, which will just sort of cycle you back here eventually when you're ready. Or you can take action as this Knight of Wands, maybe feeling flighty and non-committal as perhaps you used to be, but you're going to wind up in this King of Wands, which is like someone or something that you know you want to take action towards, somebody who knows what he wants, somebody who, I want to say looks good. Interesting. Yeah, I think this Knight of Wands is also talking about like that courage to be vulnerable. This has come up before in our readings in the last few days as well. Like you might be dealing with somebody who you believe is like flighty or non-committal. If it's not you, it's someone else. And they're actually in this King of Wands energy. Like, no, they know what they want and they're like ready to commit. Yeah, this is Knight of Cups and Page of Cups, an intelligent person who's willing to give a business offer, like a serious offer. This Page of Cups is also contemplating a fish, which indicates like messages from the subconscious or from the deep or from another realm, which is part of your spiritual gifts. So this is telling me that your actions, King of Cups reversed, your actions in this like fiery space are coming from a good place of understanding like what it is emotionally and subconsciously that you want, even though you perhaps fear that it's going to cause some emotional instability, or that you're going to be encountering somebody who's like non-empathetic towards your situation. You're very clearly in your Nine of Pentacles, like finding your community, being in the flow, and you're just being encouraged to keep your bravery, stay in your own energy, your strength. Yeah, hold your boundaries. Seven of Wands. Card 7, Seven of Wands. Anything else for Scorpios here? Ace of Pentacles reversed in Judgment. You may have, somebody may have stolen from you. You may have, like this Robin Hood card as well, is just indicating that there was maybe some injustice regarding your material situation. And the Judgment card is indicating being in the moment, being in the present moment, letting go of like the past influence on you, embracing a new future. A new paradigm again is coming up, and there's this is card 20. It has 2 X's on it, and this X is the rune for partnership, which always comes up for me also. So you're entering perhaps into like a material partnership in the 3D realm with somebody, whether that be in business or in actual love, as well as the partnership of the masculine and feminine within yourself, as well as your partnership with like the divine or the spirit, however you see that. And it's like this big energy I'm seeing of like when all the planets align, basically, for you to be able to like see clearly what it is you're manifesting and your truth and your purpose. Like I want to say like a big picture scheme, like you're getting like a big picture message here of like what it is you're manifesting. So you may have felt a little bit lost, and this cycle's closing out. All right, that is it for this reading. We'll get one oracle card to close out the entire energy of this reading, but it feels really positive today, and it feels like my Scorpios who are working on their spiritual awakening, their divine messages, I'm feeling called to use the Soulflower Oracle today, are really finding alignment. And it's maybe Stargazer Lily, surrender. Ooh, that's lovely. Surrender is a really good affirmation for sort of what we were just looking at, like being in the flow state, being in your receptivity. Stargazer Lily is asking you to surrender to the unconditional love flowing towards you from the universe. Whoa. Clarifying the Lovers and the 8 of Cups with the infinity symbol and all those hearts on it. Let down the barriers surrounding your heart. Yeah, this. So we had the 7 of Wands saying like hold your ground, and then let down the barriers surrounding your heart. So hold your ground regarding what it is you believe in, as far as like justice and your truth and what it is that you are, what you stand for. And then as far as like bringing in these emotional offers, like let down the barriers of distrusting that the universe like, has your back. The universe has your back is what this reading was telling me. Like, you can stand for what it is you believe in, and the universe has got your back. Let down the barriers surrounding your heart and surrender unloving thoughts about yourself and allow yourself to receive. You are always enough. That is beautiful. Okay. I'm just gonna, I think, get the affirmation for this card and see if there's any other messages regarding. Oh my gosh. To accept yourself, your life, and each moment fully, to allow feelings to flow, to be felt, and to reconnect with your breath, to notice the beauty all around, the fluffy clouds, the bird song, the fluttering leaves, to look for the joy in each and every moment, even when it is hard to find, and accepting that it is all part of the journey home. That's what it means to surrender. Beautiful. So birdsong may be very important to some of you. The birds came out a lot. Maybe go to, what is it called? An aviary? If your town or city has one, and listen to the birds. Maybe learn about birds. Go bird watching. Stargazer Lily slowly and sensuously unfolds, exposing her starry heart, so that all may gaze upon her in her full glory. There is not 1 second of her life that she spends contracted in the pain of not being good enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough. She knows she is a manifestation of divine perfection, and her divinity, her grace, is fully on display. There are so many ways in which we close up, hide our soul's light, or worse, don't even acknowledge or recognize our own sublimity. We may have been consciously or unconsciously we may even direct unloving thoughts and actions towards ourselves. Many of us live in constant fear of judgment from others, that somehow we don't measure up or are unlovable. So it is hard to openly and unapologetically accept our beauty, our divinity, without feeling vain or self-absorbed. And I think that's part of what this King of Wands was talking about. Like, the Queen of Wands can sometimes come out as like vanity, or somebody who, like, yeah, she's sort of like obsessed with her own, like, looking good. But that King of Wands came out like looking good, like knowing what you want and being okay with that, not in an egoic way, just knowing that that's part of like your divine masculine, loving your divine feminine, and vice versa. Reflected all around you throughout all of nature, flowers, animals, birds, and bees, there is no judgment. Nature never questions her divinity. Stargazer Lily reminds us that sometimes the fears that shut us down are the ones we most need to surrender to, rather than trying to battle, eliminate, or overcome. Surrendering to them can help loosen their grip so that we can open and receive their wisdom. So look at the bloom. See it reflecting back at you all the love of the universe, of which you are an integral part. Imagine your body shrinking down so that you can sit comfortably within the blossom. Lie back, fully reclined, with your heart lifted and your body supported by her soft petals. Surrender to the intoxicating fragrance. Allow yourself to feel and to receive the beauty and magnitude of the universe and of yourself into your heart and soul. You are always enough. Where can you soften towards yourself a little? The affirmation for this card, is I am enough. I allow myself to receive all the love flowing toward me from the universe. I am enough. I allow myself to receive all the love flowing toward me from the universe. I am enough. I allow myself to receive all the love flowing toward me from the universe. Beautiful. This came up in our reading yesterday too. I am loved. That's your affirmation for this week. I am loved, I am loved, I am loved. Spend time laying on the earth, on the ground somewhere where there's birds, maybe in a park or in the forest specifically. Listen to the birds. Just give yourself that moment to feel supported and unconditionally loved by the earth from which we come. Thank you so much for being here today, Scorpios. I really, really appreciate your energy and your time. If you're interested in a personal read with me, you can visit my Etsy. That's the only place to book a personal reading with me. You can also donate on my Patreon if that's something that interests you. Otherwise, I will read for you tomorrow. I am so grateful to be here. Thank you. Bye, love and light.